Hello, hello, hello! Aaron Trost, your trusty host of Ask Aaron, a podcast designed to fix your pickleball drama, powered by Pickleball Planter. Today we have a very juicy episode. A gentleman, we'll just call him Derek, had an interesting question. He wrote in about a situation that involved ghosting. So we're going to get right to it here. Aaron, I signed up for a pickleball tournament, and a player named Bill messaged me and asked me if I wanted to partner with him. I knew him just a little bit, and I only played against him a few times. I thought he was a decent player, but I just didn't want to team up with him, and I just never responded to him. I found a partner, and I figured he got the hint. Then I started focusing on mixed doubles, and I reached out to a player named Nancy. Nancy often partners with Bill, but I didn't see them signed up together for this tournament. So I asked her, and a few days later, I got an answer. Hi, Derek. I'll be playing with Bill like I normally do in tournaments, but I would like to know if there's any reason why you couldn't get back to Bill when he asked you to play with him. I was a little surprised by her response. Needless to say, it feels a little awkward going into the tournament, and I feel kind of called out. How do I address this? And how do I save face going into the tournament? All right. I like this one. All right. So you left Bill on red, and that offended him and Nancy. Clearly they talked about it. And now we got kind of like a ghosting triangle going into this tournament here. So, yeah, maybe a little awkward, but here's how I would tackle it. Okay. First off, don't be like, hey, I didn't see your message, or oh, that that email didn't go through, or that text didn't go through. Don't do that. Don't be like, oh, I was just so busy. I was gripping my paddle and it just time got away. No lame excuses. Just own it. Just be like, hey, sorry, that was rude of me. I had some other people lined up. I'm really sorry about that, Bill. I got to do better. I would just address it that way and own it. I think people respect that more than kind of the flaky excuses that so many people come up with. So own it. He'll respect you more. And who knows, you might want to play with him someday. I mean, the Bills of the world, maybe you're better than Bill right now, but Bill might be getting up at 4 a.m. to, train every day for the next 6 months. And he might be a high 5'5", and you could be like, man, I should have been nicer to Bill, and I ghosted him, and now he's getting all these medals. So, the Bill of today could be the Ben Johns of tomorrow, for all we know. Again, in the pickleball community, trust me, ghosting travels faster than gossip, okay? So anyway, you ghost somebody, you might think, who's going to know? And, Bill tells Nancy, and Nancy tells Fred, and Fred tells Rita, and Rita tells Sam, and it's all over the place, and you're known as that guy ghosting. The other thing that I don't like about ghosting is it makes it harder to find a partner for a tournament. So let's say I ask Jack to play with me. And, I wait 48 hours. He never gets back to me. So I start asking other people. Well, maybe I could have asked, some other people in that 48-hour window that are now taken, So if Jack just could let me know within a few hours, hey, man, just not feeling it, or can't do it, whatever, then I can move on to the next person. Okay, the other thing, don't ghost people and don't zombie people. So those who are unfamiliar with the parlance of our times, zombieing is when somebody's ghosting you and then they come back and act like nothing happened. So, a clear example of this is, let's say a guy named Fred is ghosting me. I ask him to tournament and Fred's leaving me on red. And then like 3 weeks later, he gets back to me and he's like, hey, Aaron, I heard you're playing with the fake Yola Perseus from China. How is it, man? And doesn't even reference the fact that I asked him to a tournament. That's an example of zombieing. And, I'm seeing more and more of this in pickleball, and it's not cool, okay? So cut out the zombieing. It's not that hard. We're all adults. Don't ghost. Don't zombie. Also, don't ghost me if I'm talking about Pickleball Planter. Pickleball Planter is a big reason why I do this podcast. It's a 501c3 that I'm the president of, and we do pickleball around the world. We do pickleball in the urban core right here in America. Just this weekend, I was doing pickleball in a church right in the heart of KC Mo. Was able to donate paddles and some equipment. It was a wonderful day. So Pickleball Planter can make these things happen with your support, we take financial contributions, we take paddles, we take nets, we take balls. We love all that stuff, and we're making sure that people are getting it that might otherwise not have pickleball. All right, so let's get back to the ghosting triangle here. All right. So, flags. So first off, I'm going to throw a flag on Derek, okay, for ghosting Bill initially. I'm just going to give him a 5-yard penalty, kind of unsportsmanlike conduct, but, 5 yards, no loss of down. If it's repeat ghosting, then I might throw this a little harder. It could be like a 15-yard penalty and maybe a loss of serve, right? I'd love to enforce that at a tournament. So maybe something like that would be appropriate, but I kind of feel like everybody's done this, and maybe the first time more of a slap on the wrist. Okay. I'm also throwing a flag here at Nancy. It's between Bill and Derek. They're the ghosting. So Nancy, I get it. She's probably close to her mixed partner, just like, quarterback gets roughed up by a defensive lineman, and the offensive lineman comes in there and, give the defensive lineman a big shove. That's kind of Nancy in this situation, but I got to call a foul. That's kind of a neutral zone. She should be a neutral zone infraction on Nancy. She shouldn't really be involved in all this. It doesn't involve her. It's a Bill and Derek issue. So, flag on Nancy. Now, some of you might think this is a relatively weak punishment for somebody like Derek, but trust me, he is going to pay for it, okay? I guarantee, because we all know that ghosting travels faster than gossip, that the tournament organizer knows about this situation. And I guarantee no matter what the duper scores are, what the seeding is going to be, he's putting Bill and Nancy against Derek in the first round of mixed doubles. Okay, that is so happening. I mean, it'll be a big crowd. Hopefully there's no tournament or crowd anxiety for Derek. If it's a PPA tournament, I guarantee they're rigging that to make sure it's the first round. They're probably going to move that to center court, so Ben and Annalee will get moved to grandstand, because we've got to see the ghosting triangle of mixed doubles battle. I mean, we've got to see that one. So hopefully you're ready for a big, big tournament day, man, because there'll be a lot of drama. And watch out. I definitely see Nancy and Bill going high and hard, going full send. So you better watch out. Make sure you do the turtle and duck down, because they're coming for you. Anyway, Derek, thanks for your question. And obviously, by having better etiquette and better social skills, you can avoid these situations when that partner you ghosted comes back to haunt you. Thank you so much for listening today. And it's a big help if you like this episode and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you'd like to learn more about Pickleball Planter, pickleballplanter.com. Thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.